Okay, one of the questions I was asked was how to build up color on a character. I will now do my best to explain that for the first time you'll be seeing it. Almost every time I work on something, depending on the style, I tend to use a series of 4 different colors to show shading. With this bug here, I began with just a straight golden brown. That was what I used for the first layer. For the second layer, I added a little bit of white and lightened up the golden brown, did another pass. Third, I don't know if I did 3 or 4 layers here, but I think I added a little bit of yellow as a third layer to add some kind of definition. I will show you right here. Let's do it. Now we'll use one of my most... No, I won't. I'll make it easy on myself. Today we're going to make a person with gray skin. There you go. There's gray. A little bit of white. First, I'm going to draw the shape of the character's head. Here we go. This is one of my favorite shapes for a character's head. Kind of a light bulb shape. Depending on how you're feeling, or what the piece calls for, I guess. If you have a color that is darker than the one you used for the first layer, you can use that to add highlights at the very end. With gray, you can use black highlights. You can use any color you want, really. There's no rules. Some people say there are rules, and you need to know the rules in order to break them. But fuck them. Art is what you want to do. One place that we can do whatever we want to do. Whether people like it or not is another story, but we can still do whatever we want to do. Now my gray face here is it's still a little bit wet, so I'm going to mix a little bit of white with some gray, and I'm going to do some secondary highlights. We're going to move over here, we're going to go to the brow. Now I'm going to move down, I'm going to go down here and do the nose. And I like to make smiling characters, so let's do the cheeks here. And the lips. And he'll have a nice big smile. Here's his chin there. You can also go up there and do some brow lines. And an ear. Okay, while that dries, I can go. Usually takes about 2 passes to do some some eyes, so they're nice and bright white. And while those are drying, we can go on and do other things. And I also like to do a swipe of teeth. Okay. You see that well enough? I'll tilt it a little. So now I'm going to go a little bit brighter than that second pass we did. Mix a little bit more white with a little more gray. I'll come here, do the scoop of the nose. The second part of the nose right there. Do the bottom lip. Do another swipe on the chin. Do another swipe of the brow here. Another one of their worry lines or their happy lines. Define the ear. Some bags under the eyes. Most of my characters are, whether they're kids or adults, they have bags under their eyes. They're all, they're real. And then do that smile line right there. It's a snowy day here in beautiful downtown Ohio. Nice and white outside. Okay, while our friend's face is drying here. And I also keep a handy collection of, if you have old shirts or old fabrics, I keep a lot of rags around, which can be used to pad any areas that aren't completely dry if you don't want to mix colors This method can be used for every aspect of your painting. I usually find a series of 3 color buildups will define something very nice, and then a 4th to outline it and bolden it up. Works well. 3 colors usually works for most things. Also, depending on how much focus you want to bring to whatever you're drawing, you can use much less than that, as I'll show you when I do your sunset. It's like the Shroud of Turin. That was it. Oh, see? See what I just fucking did? That's beautiful. Oh. Alright. Alright, add another pass of white on the teeth here. One more on the eyes. I'm going to do one more in the face. Okay, so we got a little bit brighter gray. And I'll go down the nose once again, over that line there, over the lip, over the cheek, over the brow line, over the brow line again, under the eye, over the ear. Alright, now it's time for some black. Now while using the black, I'm not going to highlight everything, just a couple of things. Just go up here and do under the brow, over the eye, do the back side of the face, underneath the ear, a little scoop above the ear, and underneath the smile line here. Make a solid black mouth. He's got kind of weird shaped teeth there. Maybe I'll have him missing a tooth. Most of the time I don't draw individual teeth because it starts to look a little grotesque, but depending on if you want grotesque or not, you draw individual teeth. And then one more here. Brown. Then I can do a final pass of white to brighten, to add. And then a little shine on the cheek. A little shine right there on the chin. The top of the ear maybe. And you also asked about blunders. Like, see, here I smeared here and I smeared there. You asked how to avoid them. I'm sure if I took more care, what I just did would have been avoidable. But they usually happen a lot. So, I'll sort of answer the question. You can't avoid them, but you can be creative with what you've done. So as the case with over here, there's like a brown smear. My character will now have wispy hair that covers my mistake. I'm just going to use black as for a hair color. my friend needs some eyeballs. How about a... Yeah, when you're working with teeth, instead of drawing black lines, you can do a swipe of gray for the teeth with white highlights on the individual teeth if you want to make individual teeth. Because teeth don't have black lines in the middle of them unless every tooth has some spaces in between them, and some people do, but most people don't. All depends on what you want to draw, I guess. When it comes to eyeballs, I realize a little bit of shine on the eyeball adds a little humanity to it. And the same theory can be used for the hair, although you don't need to do 3 different colors. I find a highlight color on hair usually works pretty well. Oops, I'm a little too close. Okay, I'm going to go over my shirt collar here. As the gray was showing through. I'm going to get a darker brown and outline the shirt collar. Do a little bolo tie here. Well, I hope that answered that question. I did move a little bit faster than I usually would have, but I hope that answered the question how to build up color on a character.